Hi everyone, welcome to the Numerology and the Astrology for July 2nd, 2020. If you add all those numbers together, you get the number 13, and if you add the 1 and the 3 together, you get the number 4. The number 4 is the number of neutral mind and harmony and balance and communication and cooperation, and it's the four corners of a building. It's like the four corners that make the four walls that make a home. And all of those pillars need to be solid in order to have like a stable foundation. If you look at the Emperor card in the Aleister Crowley Thoth Tarot, the Emperor's knees are in the number 4. They're crossed in the number 4. And that's because he is the masculine that represents the stabilizing force in a chaotic world that is protective and supportive and protects and defends the family and the feminine and children. And in its highest form, that is what the pure masculine is really all about. You also see in the Aleister Crowley Thoth Tarot deck, you see the Hanged Man card. And the Hanged Man card is the number 4, and he's turned upside down. So it becomes an upside down 4. So that literally stability has been turned on its head. So things have been destabilized. And so what destabilizes things are when you are incongruent between your mind and your heart, between your soul and your spirit. And certain things throw us off track related to that. And, you know, in this world, my gosh, I mean, the list is limitless as to the things in the world that are trying to throw us off track, trying to get us to, you know, get into a position like, I'm right and this is the only way and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I'm like, would everybody just chill out? Like, you know, you can do what you want. You know, everybody gets to do what they want. Everybody is going to do what they want. I learned a long time ago that people are going to do exactly what they want, not necessarily what you want them to do. And it's because of their own karma and their own lessons that they need to learn. And so they're going to do it no matter what. So why stress out about it? Because they're going to do whatever they're going to do, and they're going to learn the lessons that they need to learn based on their choices. So they absolutely get to make those choices, and they will also get all the consequences for those choices. And in truth, that is the only way anybody's going to learn. So all this arguing that's going on, it's like, it doesn't support a peaceful world. It doesn't support harmony. It doesn't support balance. I mean, you know, yes, you can try to point out other things so that people can see other things and other positions. But the reality also is that no matter what, people get locked in their mind related to beliefs. And so, you know, if their beliefs destabilize them and turn them out of the Emperor into the Hanged Man, then guess who's suffering? They are. You know, they are suffering. Like, you can suffer with them if you want to, but, you know, just, you know, they're going to suffer as long as they're going to suffer. I mean, I've suffered plenty in my life, and I've been rigid and dogmatic in certain positions, and the universe smacked me and smacked me and smacked me and smacked me. And so eventually you realize, okay, that's not the right way to go. And so I don't do that anymore. But you know, we're all stubborn. I'm stubborn. You know, I mean, I'm going to believe what I'm going to believe until it becomes so miserable and it hurts so badly that I will finally change. And that's the only thing that's going to make any of this change. And so fortunately, we're at sort of a level of misery in the world, which is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. And so it's making so much discomfort that people have to look at their dogmatic beliefs. And, you know, I've said for years, well, this is what's true for me right now. And I wish everybody would say, well, this is where I'm at and this is what's true for me right now. And that would be a lot easier, you know, because I'm like, great, that's what's true for you right now. You know, just know that that's not the only truth. You know, there's a multitude of truths. There is not one finite truth. There is like a multitude of possibilities and truths. So, you know, again, let people have their position. You don't have to agree with them, but let them have their position. That position is their lesson. It's not your lesson. Don't take it on. It's not your lesson. It's their lesson. And so, and until they learn that lesson, nothing's going to change. That belief is not going to change. And like I said, the universe has just slammed me in my life. And gurus and teachers have slammed me. And, I spent a decade, with gurus telling me I was doing something, and I was like, I am not doing that. And so that's what it sounds like right now on social media, on the internet. It's like everybody's like, I don't do that. It's like, and I'm just like, oh my God, I so remember that place. I remember that place in my body, and it's incredibly painful. If you get past the mind, if you drop into the body, it actually hurts. It actually physically hurts, and it caused me illness, injury, incredible stuckness, not being able to connect with people because I was holding myself separate from in order to be right. And I go, guess what? Everybody is right, because they're right, because that's the lesson that they need in this particular moment in time. So, because of this, I'm just going to kind of say my blog, this is, I guess, my blog today, that many years ago I had the great opportunity to actually meet the Dalai Lama. And so I was actually in a bar in LA, a very high-end bar with all the movie stars, because I was working in LA, and I was doing readings, and in walked the Dalai Lama with his entourage. And I was like, oh my God, like that's the Dalai Lama. And so I go running up to him, bowing down, and saying, I'm pretty sure you're the Dalai Lama. And he goes, yes, I'm the Dalai Lama. And he was like so cute. And I said to him, what are you doing here? And he said, the greatest testive center in the world is a bar in LA. And he was right. I mean, it's chaos. There's too much money, too much arrogance, too much ego, too much drugs, too much alcohol, too much of everything. It's completely over the top, right? And then I said to him, well, when you look at us, what do you see? And he said, oh, I see that you have created that circumstance and that position and that suffering in order for you to learn a lesson. And I should let you learn the lesson, because that is the only way you will come out of your own karma, is to go down that path. As painful and as much suffering as that path will create, that is the only way you're going to learn the karma. And that is what your guides and angels are guiding you to go down that path, because at some point the suffering will become so great that your consciousness will alter and shift, and you will wake up and recognize that you are the instrument of your own suffering based on your beliefs. Now, he said, however, if you ask me a question to help you, I am obligated to assist you, because if your consciousness has evolved to be able to question and ask a question, then your consciousness might have evolved to the place that you could begin to understand my lesson. And that changed me forever, because it's like, I really got it. It's like, what you do is none of my business at all. The only thing I can do is pose questions and to help people look at things by asking questions. And in the asking of the questions is a reverent openness. And only when you're reverently open will you possibly integrate or conceive of another position or something else. So there you go. So today I kind of got on a poetry binge. I apologize in advance for all of you that are going, oh, like this, like for a poetry binge. But okay, so my poem today for this number 4 is Peace Got Lost in the Desert of the Mind, a chaotic world void of the divine. It wanders and seeks a quiet place, one that is trying to breathe and embrace. But peace is not found in striving and hate. If you hold either, you will not see the gate. Peace is a place where time is not. Rushing and thinking is all but forgot. Did you know that beyond ancient thought lies a soul that cannot be bought? The price of peace is high indeed, but unlike pride, it will not make you bleed. Find that center where love rules all, and it will become your bearing wall. A wall that stands the test of time, a support that you can depend on anytime. Okay, Astrology for today, pretty straightforward. The moon goes into the party sign of Sagittarius, perfect for a normal 4th of July, but there is one problem: the virus. I hope caution and care are the motivators for everyone. I somehow doubt that. Sagittarian moons want to be spontaneous and have energy to give you great strength and strategy and insight, but they like to engage people and they like to get connected with other people. Pluto aligns with Pallas and Jupiter. If I said that right, I apologize for all the dogmatic astrologers out there. And it will, so Pluto aligns with Pallas, and then Jupiter will do the same tomorrow. If you are willing to put some energy into things, you will have the intellectual capacity to solve some challenging problems that have been plaguing you. Seek always truth. Be always kind. Remember those that position themselves in dogmatic places are much more scared than you. Take this day to heal, regenerate, and contemplate. If you do just that, you will discover that it is pointless to push your ideas onto anyone right now. Everyone is only reinforcing their position with justification. There is no real listening happening right here. You might as well let it go. Okay, and then my quote for today. Within this world are many dimensions and perceptions. Within this world are many misconceptions and deceptions. Within this world are doorways you cannot see. Within this world are openings that lead to a spree. Which you choose is up to you. Which you notice is where your karma is glue. Never allow the first belief to hold you tight in its grief. Never allow the last thought to be the only thing you are taught. Thanks, everybody. I'm going to be on the road, so we'll see how this goes. Thanks. Bye.